This episode of Unqualified is brought to you by McDonald's, proudly serving communities since 1965. On the drive to and from my parents' house in Washington State, we almost always stop at two particular McDonald's, one in Salem, Oregon, and another in Eureka, California. At the moment, we are in the parking lot of the Salem location, and I just finished a Big Mac and fries. Even though we are just passing through, I appreciate the familiarity and feeling of community. The other day, I was looking through my mother-in-law's photo album and came across a photo where she and her friends are standing in front of a McDonald's wearing their cheerleading uniforms. I usually call my mother-in-law New Mom, but her name is Marcia. Under the photo, Marcia had written a note, and I talked her into letting me read it here. San Bernardino, California. I have so many memories of this McDonald's over the years. My father took me there on what I think was opening day. What a thrill it was as a young girl to order a chocolate shake, hamburger, and French fries. Then there was the time when my cousin Hinda and I were given a tour and allowed to take dill pickles by the cupful out of a huge barrel. We must have eaten 100 pickles each. Everyone in my family knows the story of how I accidentally missed the ketchup container and dipped a fry into my milkshake. Now when I dip fries in my shake, it's on purpose. I remember when I was 12 years old, my mother and my cousin Noel Novak, Larry's brother, picked me up from dance class, and we went for dinner to celebrate Noel's graduation from high school. Years later, when I was in high school, we would go to McDonald's every Friday night after the football game. I wish you could see this photo. Marcia couldn't remember if they won the game that night, but everyone is smiling as if they did. Wherever your local McDonald's is, there's nothing better than that wonderful feeling of community. Well, maybe that feeling is tied with eating a Big Mac. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
So are we ready to call some listeners right now?
Yes. Okay, so we're going to call some random people.
Here we go.
Sim is vetted.
Okay.
And they're going to tell us, they're going to ask us a problem. And we're going to attempt to give them advice.
Yeah, we're gonna call Heather in Michigan right now. She's 28.
Julia Stiles. Hey, what's your sign?
Hello?
Heather, are you there?
Hi, Heather.
Anna's here, and you know what? Julia Stiles is also here.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Hi there, Heather.
I know, isn't it great? Julia Stiles is my new best friend.
Oh, that's amazing.
Heather, we're calling you because you've been dating your boyfriend for 2 years, and you have concerns about the living situation currently. So tell us a little bit more, and hopefully Julia and Anna will be able to help you with this.
Like you said, we've been dating for about 2 years now. And last year, I actually helped him pick out a house. He bought a house last summer and helped him move in. I still have my own apartment, and I love spending time over there. I spend probably 50% of my time over there. We have a dog together. We have a really amazing relationship, but I'm to the point where I'm kind of tired of, almost living out of a suitcase, splitting my time between two places, but I'm also not ready to give up my independence, and I love to have my own space and have my alone time. And so I'm just wondering if, that means our relationship is doomed, or if I'm just kind of blowing this whole thing out of proportion and just letting my anxiety get the best of me. But
first question. How old is your boyfriend?
We're both 27.
Ooh, Saturn returns. Do you know about this?
No.
Saturn returns is an astrological thing where every 27's a big year. It's a big year. It's something lots of change, lots of transition.
I got married my first time at 27.
I mean, it's not good or bad. It's just change.
No,
But
look at this big moth. It's just
That's a huge moth.
All right. Okay. So So let me ask you this, Mike.
Here's my another question. What do you want? Do you want to? You said independence, but you also are talking about how he bought this house not with you. So what's your ideal? What's your ideal situation?
I mean,
I love a relationship advice, by the way. Sorry. I so love it. Anyway, I have to restrain myself. Okay. That was my question.
He's absolutely someone I can see myself spending my life with. But at the same time, I've got a history of guys who have taken advantage of me. And so I'm nervous. It took me a long time to find my independence. And I'm at the point where I'm kind of nervous about losing that. If we were to get serious and start to build a home together.
Well, do you get the sense that he wants to build a home?
I do.
He's like, come move in with me.
We haven't had the official, like, hey, you should move in here with me. But
it's headed in that direction, right?
Yeah, it's definitely heading in that direction.
Here's the danger also. I'm going to preface all of this by saying the super dangerous thing about conversations like this is that we can only give advice based through our own experience, right? So I'm already drawing parallels to like ex-boyfriends and things like that. Dangerous. Like just be careful with advice that you get. But
what do you mean?
Well,
like, what if we're giving her the best advice? Well, okay, but I do. You're totally right. But I do think, Julia. But I do think that I think that. Gosh. Okay. So I moved in way too quickly, several times with ex-boyfriends, and once you make that step, you can't move back. You can't take a step backwards. So I kind of feel like you should sort of listen to your gut a little bit with this.
Yeah. But the question is, what do you want? Like, do you, yes, absolutely. I'm a firm believer in maybe when you say independence, like having your own space, that's important. I need more information. Oy.
Well, it's been 2 years, right? You've been together for 2 years. So don't you think you guys are at that point where you're going to take the next step?
Right. I mean, I guess I don't know.
What are you afraid?
You said you're sick of living out of a suitcase. Yeah, that's.
But eventually, you want to settle down with this guy, right?
Right.
But you just don't know if.
Pressure.
Yeah,
does he ever come and hang out? Does he ever come and hang out at your place? I mean, obviously you have an apartment. He has like a house that he owns, but still, it's sometimes little pied-à-terres are fun. Does he ever come and hang out at your place?
Oh yeah.
So what's the problem?
I guess it's almost his place is starting to feel a little bit more like home.
But okay, like total Sex and the City reference. Do you leave your toothbrush there, right?
Yeah.
What else do you leave there?
I have a drawer of clothes and like a drawer in the bathroom for things.
But that's good. No, listen, if they're like headed, but here's the thing though, like thinking about 5 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want marriage? Do you see him as like a stable, wonderful partner? Do you see him as like that person in your life that you're willing to give up a degree of independence for so you can have a degree of security with a relationship? Or how do you feel?
I think so. And I guess, I don't know if maybe I'm just kind of succumbing to outside pressures to where, it has been 2 years. I'm 27, kind of when am I going to make that decision to settle down?
Yeah,
I think you should. I think you should.
Terrible. We have to ignore all those things.
I think you should sit him down and say, I went on Anna Faris' Unqualified, and Anna Faris and Julia Stiles say, I'm kidding, obviously. Don't do that. Don't do that. That will be the end of your relationship.
But it is, but I don't know. I think it is something like to hear outside advice from people that don't know you at all.
I'll be completely candid. Okay. Yeah. And again, like you can't, No, I just had a little censorship moment where I was like, don't talk about your personal life. Okay. No, I think that you need to figure out what it is that you want, and obviously be respectful and never give any sort of like ultimatum or demand, but find out. Also, because I don't know what the other, like what your boyfriend has been saying this whole time.
Well,
but like need to find out what what he's interested in terms of his future. And as those conversations are so hard, because no matter what you say, it sounds like an ultimatum because you're a 27-year-old woman.
If it was me and I was dating someone for 2 years and I absolutely loved her and everything has been great and I just bought a house and I can see us heading down a certain path, if I had that conversation and I said, listen, this is ridiculous. Why are you paying rent right now? I own a house. Why don't you just move in with me and whatever, we'll make it work since we've already been dating for 2 years. If I said that and then she had concerns, all of a sudden I would just see red flags all over the place.
Yeah.
I would be freaked out. 2 years. It's 2 years.
You're right, Sim.
But are you freaked out if he said to you, move in with me, would you be hesitant?
The more that we're talking about it, and if he were to come out and ask me tomorrow, like, hey, we should move in together, I think I would say yeah.
But it still freaks you out.
But it's still just not having my own space and like place to be by myself and have all of like my crazy girly things.
Is there a way Anna and Julia, is there a way to move in with your boyfriend and then still have your independence as well? Is there a way to do that?
Well, he bought the house, right? I mean, it's his house. I'm not bringing this just about financial stuff, but I'm saying like I can sort of, I'm imagining this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong and this is off base, that it's his, how included in this, buying a house is a big deal. Like how included in that process and that world do you feel? I mean, is it like a toothbrush and a drawer, or is it like we could make this our home?
He involved me in the entire process from going and looking at houses to like picking out a house, and like he includes me in all of the decisions, for appliances and decorations and things like that. He asked me for advice on. So I feel like he is involving me in the process of making that our home.
Other question.
Yeah.
Does he know that you're calling into us? Does he know?
He doesn't know.
Does he know that? Does he have any sense that you have like you're thinking about this sort of stuff?
Yes.
Oh, he does. Oh, good. Well, that's good.
Question. Yeah. That's important. That's really important.
Because sometimes you never know. Like sometimes you have these internal conversations with yourself and haven't vocalized them, and we sort of expect our minds to be read, and meanwhile, homeboy has no clue. So, okay, so he's got a sense. I mean,
I gotta say, I'm a little bit worried.
Why?
Because I feel like, because he hasn't invited her explicitly to live with him, right?
Maybe he's afraid of being turned down.
Well,
do you live also you live in Michigan, correct?
I like that men are like that.
Is that what you said, Michigan?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm worried she needs to protect her heart.
Do you feel like he's the kind of person that like would he want to be married before he lived with his girlfriend, or like people in different cities operate in different ways. There are different norms.
Yeah.
Or would he want to be engaged? Or would he want to be engaged first? Yeah. Maybe.
No, and neither of us feel that way. And we're both the type of people, like things are going really well right now. We're both extremely happy, and so, and neither of us are really in a rush to get married either.
Well, that's good. That's good. This is all really positive. I think that, it sounds to me like you guys should just sort of continue down the road. Don't feel any societal pressure to get married, to move in together. Resist like all the stuff that your moms and aunties and everybody else from an older generation are saying to you, and continue down this road. When you hit the 30-year-old mark, then maybe reevaluate things. But I think right now it sounds like things are really good.
So keep things the way they are right now
I
until
think
he
so.
brings it up, because he did mention, and Heather, when you and I spoke on the phone, you did say that, he wants you there all the time, right?
Well,
he does, yeah.
What is the impetus? Why was the reason that you felt compelled to like seek advice? So what is that thing that makes you question what's going on right now?
What was that? Sorry, I missed the middle part.
Heather wants to make sure that she has her independence intact. I'm also
but you do, right? But you do. I mean, like, what?
She
Well, I
does
guess
right
my
now,
question,
but-
long and like short of it, is what is the problem that made you seek advice? Like you could. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
But I guess just my issue is the future of having to give up my independence and what that means for me.
But is anyone pressuring you to give up that? Like if your independence is symbolized by that apartment, is anyone pressuring you to give up that apartment? Is he?
He's not. But I mean, I definitely have like friends and family, constantly dropping those hints like, hey, you guys have been together for a while.
Is it a financial burden for you to keep your apartment?
No.
Then I would say keep the situation just as it is, and keep your apartment for like the next 10 months, and then you can reevaluate from there. That's my practical advice, because your boyfriend sounds awesome, but I don't want you to feel like you're being pressured into a situation that you don't want. And also, you like when I was 27, man, if I had listened to Anna Faris's Unqualified, I would have saved myself a lot of pain.
Heather, thank you so much for calling in. So basically, the advice right now is to stay the course.
Yes, stay the course.
All right.
And will you let us know?
I really appreciate it. It's having outside unbiased advice has really helped me kind of think things through more clearly and not just focus on my anxieties and like advice that I'm getting from my friends and family. So
thanks, and also really like you raised a really thoughtful question in terms of like independence. Like, are you losing something? And I think that question in and of itself means that you need to stay put for a minute at your apartment.
At least as long enough to figure out what it is that you want aside from outside influence.
Yeah.
Okay, we love you, Heather.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you guys so much. I so appreciate it.
Good night, Heather.
All right, good night. Thanks.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by ZocDoc. Who gets excited about trying a new restaurant that has 2 out of 5 stars? When it comes to finding healthcare, don't ratings matter even more? ZocDoc is a free app where you can compare doctors, read reviews from real patients, and even make same-day appointments. When I finally called to reschedule my dentist appointment, I was told that my dentist had been retired for nearly 3 years. In my defense, parking was a nightmare. Through ZocDoc, I found a new dentist who had great reviews, took my insurance, and whose office was actually within walking distance. I was also able to book an appointment instantly without talking to a receptionist who made me feel guilty about not having my teeth cleaned for 3 years. My new dentist didn't make me feel guilty either, and only suggested I floss a little more often. Whether you need a primary care physician, dentist, dermatologist, psychiatrist, eye doctor, or other specialist, ZocDoc makes healthcare easy. Now is the time to prioritize your health. Go to ZocDoc.com/unqualified and download the ZocDoc app. Sign up for free and book a top-rated doctor who might be available as soon as today. That's ZocDoc.com/unqualified. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Warby Parker. Warby Parker was founded with a rebellious spirit and the lofty goal of creating boutique-quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point. Sunglasses, with or without a prescription, start at $95 and, just like eyeglasses, are available through their home try-on program. You just choose 5 pairs and see which ones you like. I was surprised by how quickly they arrived, which presented me with the immediate problem of deciding which ones to keep. I loved all of them, so you can guess what happened. And not only can you feel good about how cool you look, you can also feel good knowing that for every pair of glasses sold, Warby Parker distributes a pair of glasses to someone in need through partnerships with nonprofits like Vision Spring. Offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams, Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores. So put your FSA or HSA dollars to good use on Warby Parker prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. Try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. Ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. Try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/unqualified. That's warbyparker.com/unqualified.
Hello?
Hi, Giovani. Oh, yeah.
Giovani.
Hi.
Giovani, we have Julia Stiles here with us, and Anna's here, of course, too.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Giovani. Where are you?
Oh my gosh, hi. I am, wait, like.
You're in Texas.
State-wise, or
He's in Texas.
And can I already tell you, Giovani, that I love you?
Oh.
I just get like a sense from your voice. I love you.
Giovani is great, by the way. Giovani, you and I had a really nice conversation on Saturday or Sunday or whatever it was.
Sim's trying to stop our love affair, Giovani.
No, I think you're going to love him more. I think you really are going to love him because I fell in love with him. I think he's amazing. He's only 19 years old and he's already just it's so mature what's happening with him. So Giovani, you've been dating your boyfriend for almost a year and a half right now, and tell us why you're worried about introducing him to your family.
Okay, so my family right now is in denial of me being gay.
I'm
Basically,
sorry.
I'm just going to try and make this, I guess, a short story. In high school, my sophomore year, my stepmother outed me to my father. She went through my backpack, found a journal that my current boyfriend and I had, and showed it to my father. The next day I wake up, I walk into the living room, and the journal's just there on the coffee table.
Oh, God.
So awkward.
Sorry.
So awkward. I was worried.
That is
My heart was
traumatized.
racing.
Of course.
And my dad just the entire time just looked at me with this with this stare, with this look that just he was so disgusted.
Oh, Giovani. Oh.
And he asked me, like, what is this? And I told him, well, there's nothing I can say. I mean, everything's in there. You've seen it already.
You said that. That's brave of you to say that.
So he blew up, and he tried to get me to therapy, thinking that was going to cure me.
Did you say he threw up? Or he grew up?
He blew up. He
blew up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he tried to put me in therapy, thinking it was going to fix me, but the therapist actually helped me get comfortable with myself, my sexuality, and figure out where to pick up pieces and just be myself again. Because after that year, I was just very depressed. I would barely speak to people. My dad made it miserable for me. But it was eating him also, because I would not talk to him purposefully, because I knew that it would hurt him. So that year, it was just a terrible year. And so after that year, basically everything was swept under the rug. It was never talked about again. And so ever since then, I guess thought it was just a phase or whatever. But that wasn't the case. And now I am in college. I graduated 2 years ago. I am on my own. I have my own studio apartment with a roommate. I work. I pay my own bills. My dad doesn't support me. Not that because he doesn't want to, but because he can't, and I refuse to accept money from him. But if he ever does give me money, it's only like $70 or so once every like 3 months or so. But basically, I'm on my own. I'm very proud of that.
That is amazing.
As you should be, yeah.
And I will be moving to College Station here in Texas by late July, to go be up with my boyfriend. And I'm going to be attending school, but not at College Station. It's going to be in Houston, which is like an hour away. And I'm just going to be continuing my life. And I just feel like it's time to come out again, but this time on my terms. And I'm kind of conflicted of whether I should introduce my boyfriend when I come out to them again, or if I should just leave my boyfriend out of it until they come around with the idea of me being gay. And just like, I'm not asking for their blessing. I'm not asking for their approval. I just want to ask for their acceptance.
Well, and I bet that you want to be a part of their lives, and you want your boyfriend to be a part of their lives. Like, you want to have a normal, like when they have a 4th of July barbecue, you want to be able to bring your boyfriend and have like a normal time.
And that would be the ideal scenario for me. But the thing is, I know when I come out again, it's just gonna be hell again.
Oh, really? Do you think that's coming from your stepmother or from your dad, or both parties, or?
It's just I know they're not accepting. That year, my sophomore year, when I was outed, it really showed me what kind of family I actually have. They're not. I know it's kind of bad to say, but my family is very hypocritical. They always told me, no matter what, we'll always love you. We'll always be here for you, no matter what. My dad has told me on like every single time, whenever I talk to him about school or whatever, he's like, "Son, I'm really proud of you because you are where I wish I could have been when I was your age. I didn't have the opportunity to go to college, to move out and be on my own like you are." Like I know he's proud of me. I know he wants me to be happy. So I just find it very hard to believe that he's not going to accept me just because of my sexuality. No matter, I've basically been the golden child. I have 2 other siblings. I have a younger sister and then a younger brother. And my younger sister is the rebel. And then, my younger brother, unfortunately, is not with us. He is actually with my stepmother. He's my half brother. He is with my stepmother. My dad and my stepmother had gotten divorced after, I guess, that year or so. But I've always been the good one. I've always been the one who got good grades. And I am his oldest son, so I can see why he would be disappointed because
but that hasn't changed. No. That hasn't changed because you have a boyfriend.
Right,
yes.
exactly.
Okay, so here's your personal challenge. Here's what you have to do. You have to, in the best of ways, rise above your your dad's prejudice, and you have to continue to be kind. You have to continue to be open. You have to continue to let him be a part of your life. You have to continue, force yourself on him in a way that's like, Dad, I love you. I love you. Thank you for accepting this. Thank you. Even though your dad maybe doesn't deserve thanks yet, I'm telling you, if you are the bigger person, it will make him be the bigger person. And I really think that, how can he refuse that? And if he does, then you've done all you can do. But I do think you have to do that for a solid year. It sucks.
Should he come? He wants to know if he should come out first or introduce the boyfriend and come out at the same time.
I don't think you need to make any big proclamation. I think it's just here's my boyfriend. If there's I don't think you have to make a big another statement, and they know. And I don't think that it may be viewed as an act of aggression if you make a big thing we need to sit down and talk about it. Just I think the simple statement of I love you guys. You raised me to be a really confident, happy person. I hope you're proud of me. I love you guys so much. Here's my boyfriend. I'd like to introduce you to David or whomever. I don't think it has to be anything dramatic because, a lot of people don't deal well with drama. I do. I deal wonderfully with drama.
But you don't want to bring the boyfriend into a situation where
that's true.
That's
true.
Not
you don't want to threaten his but I don't think that you have to come out again necessarily at all. I just think you need to reassure them that you are happy, healthy, smart, you're making great decisions, and you're going to make them proud.
But he has to come out again because they felt like that.
You think that
it was swept under the rug. So he really he really does have to come out again. He really does have. And
I have two questions. One, did you get the sense that your parents, your father and your stepmother, were open-minded in general about homosexuality, and that it would, or did they always sort of have this kind of prejudice?
Well, my stepmother, the thing is with my stepmother, after that year, she knows about me. She, for the most part, is very accepting of me.
Oh, good.
And, well, she's no longer my stepmother anymore, but she was a part of my life for a very long while, and I do consider her as a mother. And my dad, the thing is, I don't want my father to blame my boyfriend for the way I am. I don't want my boyfriend
that would be an easy target
to feel bad about
is there
it.
Is there an event, like a gathering or something that's going to happen soon?
What about a handwritten letter?
I think letters are always a good thing.
A handwritten letter of Dad, I want to tell you how much I love you and admire you. I want you to know that I'm gay and I love my partner. I hope you're proud of me.
Is there a possibility of owning your life and saying, "This, I'm really excited for you to meet this person that I'm in love with," as though you're not asking a question, you're not asking, "Is it okay with you?" Just, "This is my life now." Does that make sense, or is that totally off base?
That makes sense. I've never,
because you're 19, right? You're 19.
Yes, I'm 19.
You're in this. It's such a tricky. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's such a tricky age, and it will be for the next probably decade, where you're like, you're forming your adult life, and you're going to be constantly battling.
He's so mature.
No, I'm really not.
No, he is.
Sorry. You are
not.
I'm not. But like, you're going to be in this constant battle with your parents of like forming your identity as an adult, and so you kind of have to think more of like, this is you've given me the tools, mom and dad, to live my life, and this is the life that I'm carving out for myself, instead of asking, is this the life that I can carve, you know?
I'm hoping that my family doesn't take this as a huge shocker like they did the first time around, because of that year, I'm pretty sure most of my family know and be in the back of their minds, like, it's bound to happen. I'm bound to come around with a special someone, and I just hope that most of my family would be more accepting, or is going to be more accepting, because whenever I do go visit my family, they're always making jokes like, "Oh, make sure you don't marry a woman like this," or "You shouldn't marry a woman like that." And my grandmother has made so many jokes like that to me. It's
should be like, Grandma, don't worry, I'm gonna marry a man. Sorry, I have to. I do really feel for you, honestly.
I've responded before, like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to marry a woman." And like, that's how.
Why can't you do that, though? I don't mean to be so naive, because I'm sure it is a really, really difficult situation that you're in, and I understand the sensitivity. But why can't you lighten it up a little bit? And I don't know. Could you make a joke like that? And just.
I don't think he can. I mean, the conversation I had with Giovani, I just think that his dad would really not. He's just not going to be accepting.
Okay.
He's not going to be okay with it at all.
Yeah,
I've
heard. This is not. Also, you're not alone. This is obviously a lot. Do you have any gay friends who have experienced coming out?
Oh my gosh, I have my friends. I have a couple gay friends. And okay, well, the thing is, in high school, I had my boyfriend. I brought him around to a barbecue to my house. Where my family was gathering and everything, and I was introducing him as my friend. But since that day, I guess they knew something was off with my friend. After he left and everything, a couple of my cousins came up to me like, "Is he gay? Is he gay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he is." And my father had heard, and he told me he didn't want me hanging out with someone like that. That people are going to be talking about me. They're going to be making the same assumptions about me, and so that ever since then, I haven't talked about being in any kind of relationship. I've never mentioned another person in my life. They've asked and everything, but
your dad has to know. Your dad has to know if you haven't brought a girl around. Your dad has to know. As you say, they swept it under the rug, and they're in sort of denial. But that's been, how many years ago was that? Because maybe, in an ideal world, they would come around and adjust and accept it, and eventually come to love you. And I have gay friends who, when it's not uncommon that you come out to your parents, they reject it initially because. For whatever reason, and then I have a very good gay, one of my best friends is gay, and he's been with his partner for 8 years or something, and they all celebrate family holidays together, and they go on vacation together, and maybe it just takes time.
Is this one of those situations where you just kind of like rip the Band-Aid off? And, yeah,
it is.
That's how I feel like it should be. I just feel I don't want my boyfriend. I was kind of thinking about it today, actually, and I was thinking, like, maybe I should introduce my boyfriend later. Like, I think what I need to do with my father right now is sit down with him somewhere public so that he doesn't make a scene, or it's because I really do fear for me if I were to be alone with him and I were to come out to him.
Don't do it in a public place, Giovani.
Wait. What?
I don't think so. I don't think
Why?
that's because what if he does? What if he? Yeah.
Because he means like do it in a public place because
I'm not
he's
thinking
worried
of, I wasn't
about
thinking of like a restaurant or something. I was thinking more of like maybe at like a park or somewhere where only me and him will be together, but it's not just me and him in like an enclosed space. Just me and him.
Yeah.
Because why? What are you worried? What are you worried that
he's worried about his dad being a little bit violent?
Oh.
Am I right, Giovani? Sorry, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but I think that you're right, right? I mean, am I right? Like, I don't know. Are you worried about your dad being
Well, you can also be like verbally, but
right.
And I know my dad is very homophobic. I've mentioned, okay, well, for instance, I had a conversation with him about Bruce Jenner becoming Caitlyn Jenner, and I asked him what he thought about that. And he was very narrow-minded about it. He said that, well, he just wants the attention. He's just doing the surgery and all that just for the money, for the fame. And I told him, okay, that really doesn't make any sense, because why would someone put themselves in a position like that to go through all the healing, all the process, the therapy that they need in order to transition, and just for attention? And he wouldn't give me an answer. Like
okay, but see, that conversation. Yeah. All he would say?
He wouldn't give me a really good answer as to why. All he would say was, well, people like that, people who are homosexuals, who are transsexuals, bisexuals, they only want attention. That's all they want. And they're just sick is basically what's wrong with them. So they need help. And I don't understand why he would say something like that if he knows in the back of his mind that my son may be gay.
But see, that conversation.
Why doesn't he?
I'm sorry, I'm so interrupting you. Why? Because I have so many things I want to say. But
yeah.
but you were just about to say, why doesn't he? And finish that sentence.
Well, why doesn't he want to try and be open-minded about things like this? It just seems like he wants to hold on to that 13-year-old boy that would just go to school, get home, do what he was supposed to do what he's told to do, be a good boy, just do what he wants me to do. Like, it seems like he doesn't want me to. It almost seems like he thinks that I'm going to be someone totally different, that I'm not going to be the same person. Oh. And I just
this is where I truly am unqualified. But I do think that, Giovani, you sound like an amazing person. And I only want like the best for you and your love. And I want you to trust your gut, because I really I'm in over my head with this. I wish I could tell you exactly what to do. But I have no idea. I think
he needs to prepare himself for the fact that maybe his dad will never be accepting, and that he needs to make that choice and understand that.
Okay, step by step. Giovani, you had this conversation with your father about Bruce Jenner, and you both were sending each other messages. You were talking about an abstract, a sort of an abstract person or a distant person, in a way to confront this issue without really confronting it personally, right? So you were talking about abstractions, and I feel like if you can build up it sounds like you really want to, the confidence to just confront it head on, I think you should. However, what your dad said about Bruce Jenner, those, I'm quoting, those kinds of people just want attention, is what he was essentially saying about what he thinks about you. And so just keep that in mind, because I think it sounds to me like there's a dynamic that's been created where you guys are both sort of stuck. You talking about your personal feelings and your preference, he's taking as a sign of aggression or a sign of rebellion or a sign of, he's taking it personally. And so if there's any way to reframe that, like focusing on the positive, or how happy you are with your boyfriend, or again, not asking him to say okay, but just telling him that this is your life. I don't know. I'm not a therapist, but I feel like I don't know, it's tricky, but in any context at 19 and probably for the next few years, you're going to be carving out your own identity. And it's just in a more, right now for you, it's a more exaggerated way because it's such a hot button issue, but
no, Giovani,
tricky.
You sound like you're an awesome person.
I feel like he's so mature. I feel like he has a great head on his shoulders.
Will you please think about moving to Los
Thank
Angeles?
you.
No, he really is. You know what? I'm really impressed by you, man. I really am. And what you're doing is incredible. And I think that you are definitely on the right track. And I feel like
you. Strength.
It does.
And sort
it
of
takes
like
so
what
much
you
strength.
said about being the bigger person. I feel like, obviously not knowing any of your family, but if what they are saying, like they want you to be happy and they're proud of you, is true, and let's take it to be true. If you are really happy in your life and with your romance, and love is like the most important thing, I think, hopefully they'll come around to seeing that, it'll take time.
It will take time. But I mean, you know what? Your dad loves you. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be happy. He will come around to the fact that you are happy being you. He will have to because he loves you so much.
Yeah.
You just have to remember it will take time. It's going to be trying, but it will take time.
And by the way, your partner probably is dealing with similar things too, right? Am I wrong?
I'm sorry?
Your partner, your boyfriend, is probably dealing with similar things, right? I mean, it's not like, unless he's from a family that's,
he has come out to his family, and I'm pretty sure, his family wasn't very accepting to him either. But they've, I guess, gotten used to the idea of him being gay. His mother knows about me, and probably knows we're in a relationship. They've never really talked about us, but we know that she knows. His father is the one who's is very angry, I guess, about it. I'm not too sure because I haven't really asked him so much about it. I just know that his family wasn't very accepting at first when he came out. He's actually like 6 years older than I am. He is going to be turning 27 this year, and I'm actually turning 20 this month on the 27th.
Oh, happy birthday!
What are you going to do for your birthday? Like, are you going to have a birthday party that maybe your boyfriend and your dad can go to?
No.
I say throw all the shit in the pot. I say throw it. She'll throw the gasoline on the fire. Do it. Get it out of the way.
But you have to, though. No. You have. I mean, yes, the birthday party is probably not going to happen, but you have to just seriously, like I said earlier, just rip the Band-Aid off. That's how I feel. You need to have this conversation with them.
I had to do this. I know.
Yeah, it's going to suck. It's going to suck, but he has to do it.
Yeah, I know that it's going to suck. I know it's going to be a very bumpy and tough road, but I mean,
think
I know
a handwritten letter.
This time has been coming.
Are you against Giovani? Are you against writing a letter to your dad? Would you rather do it in person?
I just feel like that way.
I say
there's an easy digestion.
I have it.
Julia has it.
I say, plan a birthday party, dinner, whatever. Invite your partner. Let your partner know that this is what you're doing. And before that, write something to your dad or have a telephone call with him, something, and just say, if you can frame it this way, I'm in love. It would mean so much to me for you to be able to meet the person that I'm in love with, and that's the start. I don't know where it goes from there, but without reframe it from this is a problem. This isn't a problem. You're in love. It's great.
Right. And just, I think you should go for it from a stance of you're very happy and this is what you're doing. And once he sees that you're happy, he'll follow suit.
And maybe include your dad too. Like you do want your dad to love you and support you and all that stuff, so that he doesn't feel like this is a rebellion against him or like an acting out against him.
Yeah, I've never really thought about it going like that direction. So that's really actually
I like that a lot. Actually, Julia, really, I really do like that a lot.
Opened up my mind to maybe that possibility, and it sounds like it sounds a little bit easier to go that way. Maybe if he does see that I am happy, if I say that I'm happy this way, it'll be maybe a little bit easier for him to come around.
I think so too. And Giovani, like, we have to go right now, but I just want you to know that yes. So you have hundreds of thousands of friends right now who are listening to this.
I know, and you're making an impact on a lot of people.
You really are, and just know that we're all behind you, all of us. So you have friends here. Okay,
yeah.
You're not alone. You're not alone.
Yeah, will you please let us know how everything goes? Because truly, we get a lot of feedback about callers that touch other people and whatever, and it means a lot when if you keep in touch. We would love that.
Keep in touch with us. I things are going to work out, and I really do agree with everything that Julia and Anna have said, and you're going to be fine. Just hang in there. You're going to be fine.
You're going to be more than fine. You're going to be amazing.
Yes, you are.
You're going to be
and happy birthday
of the United States.
Happy birthday,
America.
Oh
I hope it's a wonderful day, and that it's full of celebration and love. And
well, we love you, man.
We love you, Giovani. We love you. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! And you know what? Sim is totally right. It's going to be okay. Things are going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a matter of a little bit of a digestion for the older generation, but they're going to do it.
Yes, exactly.
And then if they don't, they die. So not that your parent, but you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Kind of, or no.
All right.
I don't know.
We got it.
Okay.
I really appreciate.
Thank you so much, Giovani.
Oh my God.
Stay in
Thank
touch.
you for
We'll
calling.
stay in touch with you too.
We love you so much.
Oh my gosh, I will. I'll let you all know. I love you, Anna. Oh my God.
I love you too. And thank you so much for calling, and thank you for being so strong.
Oh, thank you.
You're doing amazing.
My question. Oh my gosh, and
You
giving
really
me advice.
are.
I never thought this would happen. Oh my God.
Oh.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks,
Good night.
guys.
Good night,
Good night,
Giovani.
guys.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by State Farm. And in honor of their surprisingly great auto insurance rates, I'm going to tell you about a particularly surprising day on set. It takes me a long time to read a script. For almost every line of dialogue, I will stop to figure out why my character would say it, how it fits in the conversation, and how it's going to come out of my mouth. Between the lines, there are larger chunks of text which describe everything else happening in the scene. Maybe what a room looks like, what characters are wearing, and what they're doing. As I often underestimate how long everything in my life takes, I know I can make up some time by reading those larger chunks a little faster. I got the script for Overboard about 6 months before we started production. I read it in my warm living room, wearing comfortably warm clothes, sipping from a warm mug of tea. Somehow, it never occurred to me that when you jump off a boat in the middle of the ocean, the water is surprisingly cold. And it doesn't get any warmer on take 2. Here at Unqualified, we love State Farm because they provide coverage that meets your needs at a surprisingly great rate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Osea. Wondering what to gift your friends and family this holiday season? Female founded over 25 years ago by a mother and daughter team, Osea's award-winning cleansers, serums, face moisturizers, and body products give you the results you want. Skin that looks and feels amazing. I recently got to try Osea's new body butter, which, like their now famous Undaria algae body oil, transforms dry skin without being greasy, has the same incredible scent, and leaves your skin soft, smooth, and healthy looking. If my experience is any indication, you can count on your partner giving you a lot of compliments. This holiday season, stock up and share your new favorite clean skincare and body care with your friends and family. Unqualified listeners get 10% off your first order with promo code ANNA at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order, and orders over $50 get free shipping. Gifting is always easier if you start early, so head to OSEAMalibu.com. Use code ANNA.
I love him. I love him.
Yes, I know. I knew you would. He's amazing.
I resent that you presume that I would love him, but I do love him. Why am I getting like a little aggro towards you?
I don't know.
It brings out like, I think you bring out like the big brother, little sister relationship.
I know.
Dynamic.
I know. It's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, clearly. Maybe that's why, because you're like, okay.
What do you guys want to do? Do you want to do one more call?
Sure.
Okay.
Are you sure? I have to urinate.
Why don't we urinate?
No, I have to pee right now.
Okay, well, we'll urinate. We'll urinate now.
Yeah, we'll take a little break,
and then we'll do one more call, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't. I
don't know. I feel like that.
I do. Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, did you hear my stomach growl?
What?
You totally did. Look at Mike. He's like, no, not at all. Totally.
You gotta hold the mic down to your stomach.
All right. So should we call one more person?
Yes, please.
Let's do it. We're gonna call Emily, and she is in
I want to give it
New York.
to somebody.
Cut to 4:00 in the morning. We're all like, tell us some more about your life.
I hope she picks up because it's late in New York right now. She's 26.
Oh, 26 in New York.
Mm-hmm. Good age to be in New York, right?
It's the perfect age to be in.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
She probably has like.
Right?
Hello.
Hi,
Emily.
Hi.
Emily. It's Anna Faris and Sim Sarna, and guess what? Our special guest, Julia
Oh, yeah?
Stiles. Julia Stiles. She's here.
Hello.
Who is it?
Julia Stiles.
I was featured in such hit movies as
10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You, Save the Last Dance, and The Born Ultimatum. You're probably too young
Oh my
for all
goodness.
that.
She's awesome. She's
Hi,
here.
everybody.
She's stunning, and thank you for staying up for us.
Hey Emily,
Oh,
we
yeah,
don't have
no.
we don't have that much time, and I feel awful because I really we want to spend a lot of time with you, but I really wanted to get you
okay.
in tonight. But you need your boyfriend to stand up for you, and he
I
doesn't.
do.
He doesn't stand up for you, and like just tell us why. Tell us what's going on right now, quickly.
Well, we're in. Yeah, quickly. We're in kind of a tough living situation with my roommate and her boyfriend, and we're moving. We're getting out of it, but like I had a very dark altercation with her boyfriend where a lot of like really terrible things were said, and my boyfriend wasn't here, but kind of in the aftermath of that, he's been really like polite to him and really, really buddy with him, and it hurts my feelings, and I've told him that, but he still kind of does it. And I think he just doesn't really understand.
Emily, let me stop you for a second. I just want to like kind of paint the picture for Julia and Anna here real quick. So she lives with her roommate and her boyfriend. But then what happened was her roommate, her female roommate, invited her boyfriend to live with them as well in the same apartment in New York. So now it's two couples living in the same apartment, but Emily's roommate did not tell her that her boyfriend was going to move in. So it was a complete surprise, and all of a sudden there's four of them now living together, and then it caused some contention.
Of course it did.
And and now Emily is moving out with her boyfriend, but she feels like with everything that's been happening, when there's been a lot of awkwardness, there's been a bunch of fights. Correct me if I'm wrong, Emily, but you feel like your boyfriend has not stood up for you. In fact, he's been kind of just been really nice to your roommate's boyfriend as well, and your roommate, and you just feel like that's just not cool.
And kind of putting the onus is on you now to deal with it all.
Sorry, what?
The onus is on you to deal with it all. Is that right?
Yeah, kind of. And just like I'm kind of the bad guy in the apartment who's like the mean one who has all the hurt feelings about it. I feel like by myself about it.
Have you expressed this to your boyfriend?
yes, we've had multiple fights about it.
Well, okay, so let's think about this though, because I wonder are there other issues? If everyone else seems to be able to kind of let the whole thing go, then is there something else that's deeper in your relationship that?
I mean, maybe we've kind of like been through a lot in our relationship. We've been together kind of on and off for 3 years. We were long distance for a long time, and we work really hard on our relationship because we've been through all that. So it doesn't feel like it's deeper than that. I think we're different people in that way. You know, like I'm a very kind of emotionally driven person, and he's a very logically driven person. So maybe that's it, but it still like hurts my feelings.
I just wonder why, like,
do you want the dude to be like
absolutely
swinging the club out of the cave and be like,
definitely,
leave my woman alone? Sorry, I know that's really like old fashioned.
No, but I'm with you. I'm with you.
Kind of true on a primal level.
He needs to be there for you 100%. He needs to completely defend you. He needs to just, you know what, you're first. You guys are first. Your relationship is first, and what he's doing is not cool. And there has to be a way for you to communicate that to him. And Julia, Anna, is there a way that she can tell, like, what does she need to say to him?
Golly, I don't know. I don't know because
me neither.
I don't know. I'm at a loss.
Well, she's
That's
obviously.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, because you can't say like.
That
she's already expressed herself to, you know, her boyfriend said like, you know, this hurts my feelings if you when you're not defending me, and he's like, I don't even know, dude, what the fuck you're talking about, because I don't even know.
He strikes me as a non-confrontational guy.
You guys are moving out, right? So that's
yeah,
over.
we are.
But maybe there's something.
But this might be a deeper, like, yeah. He's like, you know, it's like that's what I'm saying. So that's pretty much your question right now. It's like, is this going to carry over when you guys move out?
There's something
right?
Deeper
Yeah,
going
is
on.
it a problem for the future?
Yeah, there's something deeper going on.
Just be like, dude, I'm watching you. No, don't do that. Don't do that at all.
The next time this happens,
don't do that.
But I will say, I don't know. Keep your guard up. It does.
She writes Hallmark cards, ladies and gentlemen.
Keep your guard up.
Keep your guard up.
No, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've been in relationships where people have hurt my feelings sort of publicly, you know, and it turns out it's about much like darker and deeper things, and like other problems in the relationship that are about different kinds of resentment levels.
But I understand there are those
mostly
moments
about employment.
Sorry.
I know. Sorry.
No. I was just imagining. Oh, and I'm just imagining because I obviously don't know you or your boyfriend at all. But there are those moments where you're like, you can't quite go back from them. Like if he's not, that he's got to. I don't want to ruin your relationship, so I'm going to stop talking. Never mind.
I know.
You need
right?
him to,
yeah.
You just you want him to be exactly. You want him to be the caveman. You want him to be like not in a, like I can say this now because we live in a modern we live in the modern world where you're like an independent woman, but you want him to stand up for you and be there those primal things are there, and so it's like you saw his behavior with your roommates, and he needs to, I don't know. You can't. That's tricky because you can't even say like
she needs to feel safe.
Yeah.
She needs to feel like, you know what,
like he
has
side.
her back.
Yeah,
and she's not
no
feeling that
what.
way right now.
Yeah, maybe it'll change once you move out, and then you'll see a different side of it.
True.
Who knows?
Yeah,
like setting changes everything.
It's definitely
It's unacceptable. I think it's unacceptable. I think it's completely unacceptable.
Well,
Then it's really, you really think it's unacceptable. But then, I mean, I'm not gonna I don't want to break up with him.
Of course not.
Like he's. I don't know. This is.
I got it.
Go. Okay.
I've got it. Go out to a bar.
You got it.
And start a fight with another guy, and see if he will step in and
there you go.
Punch that guy in the face for you. Potentially, maybe going to jail. Who knows? But it doesn't matter because your love is so strong that he will sacrifice his future for you. Don't do that.
I mean, that's a great idea. It's just we've already kind of been in a situation like that, and I kind of handled it myself.
Oh no! Every guy listening to this right now they're just cringing. Like, who the hell is this guy? Why is he such a pussy? That's what every guy is thinking right now.
No, it's I don't know. It's like, I don't know if maybe the problem is that, I need to let go of that feeling that I want. Like the caveman to stand up for me. Is that like my problem that I need to deal with?
No,
girls do that way too much. I think, myself included. Is it me? Is it me? Is it my problem? No.
But listen, does he smoke a lot of weed?
Because totally.
No, he doesn't.
Because I'm serious though. If you date a wonderful man who smokes a lot of weed, they're wonderful. They're wonderful people. But they definitely tend to be passive, which is actually kind of a wonderful gift.
That's true, but he doesn't. If it were only that simple.
But this isn't a deal breaker for you, though, is it?
I don't think so. It's just we don't fight a lot, and this has just been like the first thing we've thought about repeatedly in a really long time, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit.
But he does fight with you. That's a good sign. Is that weird to say?
Yeah, no.
But he's not super passive if he's fighting with you. And if you need to pick, oh God,
no,
I'm
that was me being I projected onto him. He was the passive person,
right?
So we don't even know if.
Right.
I don't know.
But he's yeah.
Well, you guys have fights.
Passive. You guys have fights, then he's sticking up for something. Something's coming out. I mean, I believe that if you sweep it under the rug, it'll start to stink. But if you guys are addressing it, right? So you guys fight. That's a good thing.
Yeah, we've been fighting about it for a couple of weeks. So
do you fight about other stuff besides that? Do you guys have other fights?
Like bickering kind of.
Passive aggressive.
I mean, we definitely fight, but this is kind of like the one like we usually resolve it, and this is like one thing that we've been fighting about repeatedly.
This is the big issue.
Keeps not getting resolved.
Okay.
What is he? Not to open up a can of worms, but like, what is his argument that he doesn't need to fight with the roommates because you guys are moving out?
This is gonna sound really terrible, but he said he was like, it's just kind of like we're leaving, and I don't really see any need, like I don't need to be.
He doesn't want to rock the
rude
boat.
to them, and I was like, yeah, and he said I don't need to be rude to them. I'm like, well, you don't have to be like nice to them. There's a difference between being like flat out rude and being like openly like really nice. I'm like, hey, dude.
Well, he does have a point. He does have a point. You guys are leaving. Like the water, what's the big deal? She didn't tell you, but now where are you guys moving to? Let's focus on the future. Where are you guys moving to?
We don't know. We live in New York. So
I grew up in New York. Where in New York do you live?
We live in Queens.
Where in Queens? Astoria?
In Astoria.
Yeah.
Right off the R.
So where are you moving to?
We were looking at a lot of places.
That's what
Ireland,
it comes down to in New York. It's all about real estate.
Julia's tough.
Yes, I know. I love it.
Sorry.
But it's the two of you. So instead of a 3 or 2 bedroom apartment that you're sharing with somebody else, you're going into a 2 bedroom apartment that you guys are splitting. But that's okay. You can deal with that.
Yeah, like a 1 bedroom.
Yeah, a 1 bedroom, but you guys sleep in the same bed. It's fine. That's no big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I feel like I should probably just focus on the future and like let go of this. The other thing he said about it is that I'm just kind of an emotional person, and he's just not always that way. Like I just like if I feel something, I go with it, and he doesn't always do that. So that was kind of his other argument about it. So maybe I just need to like let it go.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Okay, Emily, Anna's going to give you some final advice here.
Okay, final advice is this. Don't go with your emotions. They're probably all wrong. I don't go with mine, and that's why I never cry. That's why when I have to do a crying scene on set, they have to blow a menthol stick into my eyes for like 5 minutes because I'm dead inside. So my advice to you is to love yourself, love each other, one and all. Don't vote Trump, and And, let's go world peace. But we love you, and will you please give us an
Julia,
update?
give Emily some final advice here.
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who has an apartment on the Lower East Side. And you might want to look into it. No, but if you need real estate advice, I can totally. I'm gonna say don't go to Park Slope because that's not your demographic.
No.
Maybe Upper West Side, maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're looking.
Yeah. I think downtown is way more fun. I think downtown's way more fun, but you're going to have to be living in a closet.
This has turned into real estate advice. This is great.
Literally the size of Anna's table.
To really look if we want to be downtown.
Hey, Emily, this definitely was unqualified advice. I hope
it was really good unqualified advice. I really appreciate it.
Emily, thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, so let us know what happens.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Okay, Simsarna.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, rapid fire with you.
Oh my God.
What's your sign?
Gemini.
What's your sign, Julia?
Aries.
What's my sign?
Sagittarius.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, we all qualified.
We remember when our birthdays are.
Okay. Hey, Mike, what's your sign?
Aquarius.
Aquarius?
Yeah.
That's the sexiest of all.
It really is the water sign.
And you are
I don't want to be so pigeonholed and defined by my sign.
Oh! Sim is like frantically pointing towards.
Well, we're gonna say bye to Julia right now, but before we say bye to her, we have to.
Okay. Before we say goodbye to her,
right here.
I have to interpret this.
Oh, Misconduct. You can with Al Pacino. You can watch on demand, I guess.
On demand, then, iTunes, awesome.
On demand. What is that? Even?
Yeah, VOD, video on demand. Yep, absolutely.
And then this action movie starring Matt Damon about a CIA agent who's gone rogue. And it's a sequel to the Born Ultimatum. Born Ultimatum.
By the way, I
didn't say porn.
No, you said Born, not porn.
Yes.
Not the Porn Ultimatum.
Not the Born Ultimatum. That was a very good movie. The Born Ultimatum.
That opens up July 29th.
Does it? I don't even know.
And guess what, though? Can you tell us a little bit about your character in that?
Oh, so it's I'm playing the same character I played in 3 other versions.
The prostitute, like the hoary prostitute who sleeps with anybody.
She's the honey trap.
You've got
a
gazillion STDs.
Why wasn't I cast as the honey trap? No, it's the same character I played. If you watched any of the first 3, Born Identity, Born
Nobody
Supremacy.
did. Nobody
watched
did.
them. I know. They're like, we can still try. Same, who's like a CIA agent that knew Jason Bourne before he went crazy, and still has. She the last time you saw me, I got into trouble with him in Born Ultimatum and have been in hiding ever since, and so I resurfaced.
Do you know what's weird, Julia? I didn't want to tell you this.
Okay.
But during the renegotiation period, they offered your role to me. And I was like, yeah, I could totally be easy peasy. Like, Julia's double. Like, is anybody really paying attention? Yeah,
exactly.
Was you blonde, some kind of blonde hair?
I was a brunette in those movies, but they could have
popped
popped a wig on. Also, she's been in hiding. She's been in hiding for 8 years, so like it could be facial reconstruction. Who knows?
So I did like Sim helped me. So I like found this old brick building and we did this sort of spy shoot.
We worked on it for a while, actually.
Yeah. But then actually turns out they worked out the contract with you.
Well, congratulations.
Oh my God. Thanks, you guys. And you see, the thing that you didn't know is they could have just CGI'd your faces onto my body and we would have all been in the movie.
That would have been amazing.
Okay.
All right.
You tell us that now.
Julia, you've been an absolute delight. We love you.
It's been so fun. I never stay overtime.
Are you kidding me?
Thank you enough.
Yeah, it's so fun.
And you're beautiful. And I want to look deep into your beautiful brunette eyes.
I think that's my Uber calling.
Follow us on Twitter and on Facebook and on Instagram and everything else. And
check me out on Jason Bourne. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't remember me? Oh, all right. Fucker.
Oh, shit, I should have done it that way. Can we go back?
We love you. Good night.
Good night.